Sunday and it is a lovely day outside here in South Africa. I don't know what the rest of the world looks like. I was trying to do this horizontally, but then it said to me to change it, you need to change the stream's orientation. And I have no idea where to do that. But anyway, so here we are. So anyone watching, I am Alani and I am busy with my pre-launch or pre-chats of my album when my album comes out on the 30th of June, which is a Tuesday, and it will come out, well, I will be showcasing the songs on Patreon at 7 p.m. in South Africa on Patreon. So I don't know what time it will be anywhere else, but those who are on my Patreon, you'll hear it first. And hopefully we'll have a little bit of a crowd. I'm not anticipating a massive crowd because hardly anybody knows me. But anyway, I am very excited about it because this album is a long time coming and it's been about over 4 years, I think about 5 years in the making. And I was thinking about it this morning about how, you know, I feel a little bit disappointed in people, and I know someone once said to me, those closest to you will disappoint you the most, and I just feel a tad disappointed with some people who I have shared my music with already, shared the album with already, and you know, I kind of had to, it feels like I have to grovel for feedback, feels like I have to be like, okay, you've listened to it, what do you think? Because nobody's saying anything. And I first thought, oh, maybe it's a negative thing. Maybe they don't like the album and oh my gosh, maybe I'm just doing the wrong thing here and I shouldn't be doing music. And then I thought, no, it doesn't matter what they think. It matters what I think, because my album means so much to me. It means more to me than I could even relay. So anyway, I feel like this is the beginning of something really good. And I feel like this has really opened me up in terms of the message I want to provide to people and the message that is in my heart. And I just feel it's going to be something else. It's going to be something else. Anyway, so today I'm talking about I've already spoken about the first 2 songs, which was Chasing the Moon and then By the Light of the Moon. And then the next 2 songs have already been released. The one is called Many, Many Moons Ago and the other one is Our Stories. You'll find them on YouTube in the playlist under Chasing the Moon. And So I wanted to talk about these 2 because they are kind of the backbone of the album. I feel like they're extremely important to me because it kind of encapsulates how I felt when I started the album. So I've always wanted to do an album, and for the past how long now? My maths is not so great. Maybe 30 years. I'm 45, so I was 15 when I first was like, oh, I'm going to release an album. And at the time, I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to release an album. I'm 15 years old, so let me get cracking on music. And then when I was 21, I was like kind of getting into it, and I started a band, and you know, we kind of played and whatever. But it wasn't a band where I felt at home, where I felt like this is my band, I have something to say. It was literally all of us. So, hi, we got a lot of people in here. Would you rather eat a baby goat or a baby, or Matt's a baby? Where did I hear that? Matt's a baby. Where did I hear that? Matt's a baby. Oh my gosh, what is that from? Anyway, you're distracting me now with this. Hi, Fiona. Is it Fiona? Fiona IV16. Hello. Oh, thank you so much. Anyway, back to the songs. So when the band eventually broke up and I started going my own way, I moved to the UK, and then I was playing in pubs and whatnot, and I played on radio in Guildford and wherever else. I then came back to South Africa, and I thought, let me just carry on with the music. I don't know where this is going to go, but let me carry on. And then when I started doing music on Fiverr, so I was selling my services as I would turn poetry into music, because that's how I usually do my music. Someone stumbled upon my profile. Her name is Nancy King, in 2014, and we worked on music ever since then, and we released quite a bunch of music as well, and which you can find on my profile. And then from there, in 2020, we wrote a song called Grey Grey Love. It's also in my playlist, on my profile, and that got to play on TV and radio and retail radio, and then from there I was like, okay, there's something here that I need to experiment with regards to working with a professional producer and bringing out the message that I have in me. And that was in 2020, just after lockdown. And then when I started writing around my feeling around belonging and family and just wondering, I'm 45, I've moved 46 times in my life, which is crazy. But it's always been a case of trying to search for where I belong, trying to search for my space, where I'm comfortable and where I am accepted and where I am chosen. And then the song that came forth first was Our Stories, and it basically goes around our families and our memories and their memories, and how over the years everybody ages, but we belong to each other. We belong in the space with the family. And I printed out the lyrics so I can read some of it. So with Our Stories, how it also came about was a friend of mine who's a Penguin author. He wrote Monday morning motivational newsletters, and in one of them there was this awesome line that I found. I can't remember where I wrote it down, but anyway, I found this awesome line where he was talking about when the memories fade, or the emotion fades, I still have my artwork, and that was the gist of it. And then I just felt like you can apply that to anything. When the emotions fade, when the anger fades, when the memories, when the heightened emotions, the fighting or anything like that fades, you still have something left, whether it's a piece of art or a song or a lover or a family, you still have that. And that's where Our Stories came from. And it says, when all I have are memories, the mirror will tell our stories. I'll find the pieces of you in me, the many lives we used to be. The lines on my face teach me how to embrace this aging tapestry. And it's one of the songs that I saw my whole family in. Since 2020 until now, I lost my granny, I lost my dad, and I lost my mom. And the thing that I hold on to is that they could hear these songs before they passed. They heard them. My granny once messaged me, and she took a video of my song on TV, and she's like, is this you? Is this you on TV? And I said, yes, it is. And she couldn't believe it. It was the first time. She said it was the first time a family member ever appeared somewhere on national TV or radio or something like that. So that was quite sweet. But so Our Stories, when I think about the song, I hope that other women or other people, not just women, listen to the song, and that they can see that, despite family feuds and despite anything that is negative, where you feel like you're the black sheep, or you feel like you don't belong, or you feel anything negative, that you can at least see that you fit in somewhere with your family or even your lineage, your ancestors. And that was the one thing I got from 2020. I don't know what anyone else went through during COVID, but for me, COVID was very lonely because I stayed on my own. And the comforting part of it all was that it was nice to be able to listen to music from what's it called, The Last Kingdom and Vikings and things like that, and just think back to, oh my gosh, it's the Germanics, you know, they say Germanic, I don't know what's the right way to say it, is it Germanic or Germanic? And seeing how we all fit in under this one umbrella. We've got our tribes, we've got ourselves, we've got our family, we've got our ancestors, our traditions, and all these things. And oh, hello, there's more people here. Your name is Rin. Okay, Rina Kemi, hello. And then Martin, are you South African? Yes, I was born in South Africa. Hello. Thanks for watching. So that's our stories. The other song is called Many Many Moons Ago, and that reminds me of how also, again, during just after COVID, I actually wrote this in 2022, but it was during the time that I watched Vikings and you know, those types of series and whatnot, and it just showed me how, even though we're out there looking for our space, looking for who we are, where we belong, and whatnot, you know, many, many moons ago, we should remember that the way we came to be, you as an individual, you as a human being, is through your parents, is through people who loved each other. And that's where this song came from. So it starts with, a seed became a tree, branches of you and me. Roots as old as time, strengthen our family line. Don't search to belong, it's been with you all along. A place within your cells comes from a line of love. And it just speaks to that part of you where, if you don't feel like you belong, just remember you belong because of what's in your cells, what's progressed over the years, where we come from, where we originate from, not just as ourselves, not just as our parents, but parents before that, and so forth, and how it goes on further. Oh, thank you. My hair is my crown. I got my curls from my dad. So with these two songs being released before, I decided to put them on the album because I really, really wanted this album to have a backbone in terms of that ancestry, that the part that gets you thinking. Where the other songs are about love or loss or whatnot, this is more along the lines of belonging and family and finding your space. And that's the main reason I put them in the album, as well as song 3 and 4. So that it can kind of anchor the album. And yes, so there are 9 songs on the album, which is quite exciting because I was only going to do an EP. I was going to do, I think, 5 songs originally, and then I had a lot more songs in me, which means it's going to be a second album. And I'm really excited for ears to hear this album. I really am. So yes, do you have any questions about this album? I have a lot of new people following me on YouTube, which is also exciting. I've been on YouTube since 2016, and I didn't really put a lot of effort into YouTube or any of my platforms really, because I don't think I actually thought it would get anywhere. But yeah, here we are. I think in the past week I've had about over 1,000 new followers, and then, which is quite cool. And I guess that's just from posting and going live and stuff. I'm pretty much on every platform, but I find YouTube is kind of the best in terms of sharing stuff of substance, you know. Where I find TikTok, people love to laugh, people love to joke around and see something funny and that type of thing, or animals or whatever. So here we are on YouTube. I'm so grateful that you are watching. I don't know how many people are watching. It said 2, and then it said 27, and then it said 5, and then it said 18. So it's very strange. But yes, tell me where you're from. I know you asked me if I'm from South Africa. Are you South African? I was born here. but my family originates from Germany, where else? France and England. Yes. So tell me where you're from. Tell me how you found me. Was it just in your feed? Did I just pop onto your feed? Were you specifically looking for something? It'll be awesome to hear who everyone is. Oh, there's a lot more going on in here. Okay, Vassallo. Oh, your last name is Vassallo. Awesome. Okay, so I guess nobody is really talking. That's fine. Yes. So this album is going to be available digitally. It's not going to be on Spotify just yet. So I'll probably only release it on Spotify after a long time. I'm not a massive fan of Spotify, but yeah. So and then also there's going to be some merchandise, and I'm going to do vinyl and eventually maybe CD. But for now, it's going to be Patreon first of all, and then YouTube is definitely second. But I'd love to grow wherever you are on any platform, so you can follow me on any of the platforms. I see a lot more people have joined. It would be so awesome to hear who's who out there. Talk to me. I'm very new at this, so I'm pretty bad at it. I'm not so great. I usually just record a video and upload it. I don't, when I do lives, it's just walking in the garden and just talking about music. And that's just been me. So I'm not used to saying, you know, what people usually say. You know, hi, talk to me, where are you from, blah, blah, blah. So I don't really know anybody here. So yeah. But anyway, well, seeing as nobody's talking to me, I will continue talking. My merchandise and my album cover I'm very excited about it. So it came to me one day when I was creating the album cover for Chasing the Moon, which is my album name. And while I was busy playing around with my tarot cards, I looked at the tarot card and I looked at what I had already designed. So the original design, the actual design is a woman holding a baby. The baby's got wings, and it says Chasing the Moon. And I looked at it and I saw, oh my gosh, it's a major arcana, the moon. So I've got to do this as a tarot card. And when I delved deeper into it, made a frame and all of that, and looked at it, I was like, okay, let me do the rest of the album. The whole album's each design for the songs. And I basically created a tarot card for each song. So I'm so excited about that because I went in and I did a bit of a, you know, design on Canva, and then I just kind of evolved from there. And now I've got 9 major arcanas for a tarot deck, and that's going to go to print for merchandise. And that's going to be kind of like a collector's item because I don't think I'll print a lot of tarot cards, tarot decks. So the first 9 will come out, and then when I do my second album next year, that's when I'll do the rest of the tarot deck, which is going to be awesome. So yeah, I've got a while to go with the tarot deck, but in the meantime, yeah, when they're out, they're going to be just 9 cards, and I think anybody who does tarot will want to have a look at what that looks like. It's very exciting, and in t-shirts, and I was actually going to have a t-shirt ready today, but the printer didn't get back to me. So that's merchandise. What else? And then obviously start gigging. I will start gigging once the album is out. I've tried to get a band together a couple times, and that's been a very difficult thing because I wouldn't say my music is my music, not the music on my channel. A lot of the music on my channel is they're collaborative songs with Nancy King. And just obviously my 2 songs that are out, Our Stories and Many, Many Moons Ago. But the others I did with Nancy King. And they're kind of, you would say, maybe a little bit of rock and country, a little bit. Where my stuff is more folkish and adult contemporary, round about there. So it's not your norm. Anyway, so a lot of bands, I think they're looking to do rock. You know, they're looking to do your usual stuff that gets you on stage, not stuff where people go, what is she singing? Like, what is this? You know, you've got a song that almost sounds rock and then there's a little bit of pop in there, but then you've got a concertina. What do you call it? Not a concertina. I think it's a concertina. And then you kind of get a banjo in there and that type of thing. What are you saying? I'm not that talkative and here to hear from you. Oh, thank you for being here. I really appreciate that. Hopefully you'll do a lot more, there's some fluff flying in my face. I'll do a lot more of these going forward and I'll be a lot more comfortable, because it is quite daunting just talking to a camera and then seeing people's names pop up and, you know, seeing the number go up and down and you don't really know what to expect. It's quite nerve-wracking, to be honest, but but anyway, so hopefully when I start gigging, I'll start getting a band together, or I'll just use session musicians, so that I don't have to babysit a band. I know that sounds horrible, but sometimes the amounts of bands I've been through. I mean, there was this one band, was so bad. I think it was 2013, around about then. And it's guys that I knew from a previous band 10 years prior, and they were called Highly Unlikely. And then they had another band, I can't remember the other name of their band, but anyway, so they gigged quite a lot around Joburg, and they were quite popular in their day and whatever. And when I played one of my songs to them and asked them, you know, would they be the backing band, they said, yeah, sure, let's do it. Let's hear the rest of your stuff. And when I played them the rest of my songs, I later found out, I actually heard them mocking me, but I didn't realize they were actually mocking me and mocking my songs outright. I thought, oh, they're just being fun and funny and whatever. Anyway, and then later, possibly a few months after that or a year after that, I realized they were actually like hardcore mocking me. And it really hurt me, because I regarded them, you know, quite highly, and it was difficult to see that these guys that I had placed on a pedestal actually treated me so badly, you know, and mocked me. For instance, my one song, it's not on the album. I'll probably release it one day, but it's called Broken Flower. And they then mocked the song and called it Broke My Flower. And it was so horrible. It was so horrible. They wanted to name the band Minji. And I only found out later what Minji means. And yeah, that was quite, I felt it was quite disrespectful. But anyway, so I find there's a lot of people who kind of, you know, they look at me and they go, oh, cute, and then they, you know, treat me like shit. And it's okay, because it's almost like people underestimate me. They look at me and go, oh, you know, she's a bit of an ignorant girly girl or whatever. But yes, they don't know what goes on behind the scenes, and that's my secret, so that's cool. They'll get their day. Not that I'm going to do anything to them, but yes, karma is real. So yes, do you have any questions about the album? I'd love to share more if you have questions. Let me see what else while I'm waiting for questions or waiting for anything. If I have anything else in here. Let's see. Shame, I remember before my mom passed, when she heard the song many moons ago, I used, was it on Our Stories? I think it was on Our Stories. I used my parents' wedding photo. And when my mom saw it, she started crying and she said, oh, this is so beautiful. Did you write the song for us? And I couldn't say no. I said, yes, I wrote it for you guys because, yeah, you guys remind me of all the, where we come from and the memories and all those things. Anyway, so there's, I think these two songs intertwine quite easily because they both talk about your ancestry and love and that type of thing. But what people don't know is our stories, in its essence, was actually written in 2 songs. So the one song I first wrote, I had the chorus, and the chorus I wrote for my grandmother who passed, I think in 2001. And she was always the one you could talk to. You know, she used to call us, in Afrikaans she would say patroon, and it means pattern. So I don't know why she called us that, like my patroonkie or patroon or whatever she said. And I just remember how, you know, you could sit with her while she's drinking her tea, and you put your head in her lap and she'll talk to you and play with your hair and that type of thing. And so, you know, in this song, Our Stories, the chorus is, there's nothing new underneath the sky, so be happy all the days of your life. That's what you would have said. And, you know, when I think about our stories and I think about life and how, you know, how things are in life, and when times are hard, I always think about being able to put my head in her lap, even though she's passed, put my head in her lap, and then she'd say to me, there's nothing new underneath the sky, so be happy all the days of your life, you know. And that's quite a comforting thought. It's a very comforting thought. So yeah. But anyway, how long have I been talking for? 26 minutes. Geez, it feels like 5 minutes. Any questions, people, please? Take your time and ask me something. Ask me anything. I have a calendar back there counting down the days of my release, and then my computer is on my website at the moment. Go and check it out. I don't have anything else on there apart from the countdown and the song list. And what else do I have? And then over there, what is that again? Oh, that's another counting down the release. And sure, I am so excited. How many days are left until the 30th? I think basically almost 15 days, 17 days. How's my maths today? I don't know how my maths is today. Today's the 13th, 14th. I guess it's like 16 days left. Anyway, so that is going to be something else. If you are not following me on Patreon, please do. You can follow as a freebie, or you can follow for just $5. And from that, you obviously get behind the scenes, more than what you're getting on YouTube right now. I share a lot more personal, private things. I share a lot of snippets of the songs, photos from studio, and my notebooks where I write all my stuff and whatnot. Oh, speaking of a notebook, I still have a notebook that is with a previous production company when I wrote a song, and I accidentally left the notebook with them, and I'm dying to get that notebook back because it's got a lot of notes in from of songs that I want to write. What is that? So many words used every day that we don't even think about. Patroon. Could it be meant for people who strongly remember their parents, grandparents? Interesting to think about. Oh, patroon, yes. I was like, are you trying to say Patreon or are you saying patroon? That's actually very, very, I love that thought. That's a beautiful thought. Wow. So if someone calls you, okay, let's take it to English. If someone calls you a little pattern, it's a term of endearment, but the way you're saying it now is how they're thinking. Oh, you say resemble. I got what you meant. Do you mean like you're a resemblance of them? That's beautiful. My gosh, you've just literally changed my entire view of that word. How beautiful is that? So if I need to tell my family that, especially my my uncle, because he's quite sentimental. So if my granny called us patroon, little pattern, or patroonkie, then we're basically a resemblance of them. I'm a resemblance of her. I'm a pattern of her. That is gorgeous. My gosh. Literally a mold. Exactly. That is so stunning. I love that. I love that. I'm going to start using that. I wonder though if that is what she had in mind. That is something else, really. My late high school boyfriend, his mum used to say ducky, or I don't know if she still says ducky, but she used to say ducky to her husband and the kids, which was quite cute. Hi. Maleta mta mbata. Hi. That is awesome. That is so awesome. Wow, your name is Tandor. Hi Tandor. Welcome. I've basically spoken about the album now. I am planning on doing some more music videos. I have a music video which is Grey Grey Love, which is on my YouTube playlist or account, profile, whatever. And then I've got one of the other songs on the album, which I'm going to be talking about next week. It's called Under the Full Moon. We shot a music video in 2022, but I wasn't happy with it because it wasn't what I wanted. So right now I'm working on the idea to reshoot that song and make it a lot more mythical, and yeah. So if you're wondering what my album is, the theme around, it's themed around the moon and how the moon affects us. It's themed around ancestry. It's themed around love and belonging, loss. And it's mainly aimed at women. Men will love it as well, I'm hoping. But I find women who feel deeply, women who are sentimental, women who have this deep sense of loss within them. I think the album will resonate with them even more. I think they will understand the album even more. And the vision for my album going forward is, obviously, it's called Chasing the Moon, and there's a whole story around it which I'll go into in another live. And then following from that, the second album is going to be a lot... I can't give it away now, can I? No, I think I'll just leave it for now. So anyway, when the album is out and I move on to the next project and all of that, then I'm also going to enter the Psalmers with this album. So the public can vote. Hopefully I've got a bit of a crowd by then, and people who love the music, because it's all about the music. It's all about the message. It's all about, building a place to belong. I'm actually reading this book. I don't know where I put it now. I think it's in the lounge. It's called Braving the Wilderness by Brené Brown. If you are struggling with finding your place to belong, that book is absolutely amazing. There's a part in it where she says, only when you belong to yourself and only when you believe in yourself fully will you belong. And I was like, I couldn't wrap my head around that yesterday. And I wanted to say to her, look, yes, you can say these things over and over, and we can say these things to kind of comfort ourselves and pacify ourselves, but we do need community. We do need to belong to each other. I always say to people, African people are so lucky. You can say, oh, I'm going home for Christmas, I can't wait. Or I'm going home for Easter or whatever. For myself, I don't have anywhere to go for Christmas. So if people say to me, oh, you're going home for Christmas, I'm like, you don't know me. Obviously they don't. But I'm like, no, I don't go home for Christmas because we aren't in our own country. And yes, that's a different topic for another day, where people are like, yes, but you were born here, blah, blah, blah. But that's not the point. You need to have a place to belong. You need to have your family to belong, you know. And for me, it boils down to being chosen. Who chooses you? Do you choose someone to be in your circle? You know, I think about my siblings. They've got their partners and their kids and whatever. And my cousins and aunts and uncles and stuff. They've all got a partner, they've all got their kids, because they choose those people every day. They choose them every day. They're chosen. So anyway, so I just always think people need to belong somewhere and to something, to a community. So yes, hopefully with this, with these lives and releasing my album, I'll have a little community and we'll all belong together and that we can support each other, and I can have support that I need for my album when I enter the Psalmers as well, and taking it beyond there. Leroy Slava, hello. Awesome to see you on here. Thank you for saying hello. Yes, anyway, so back to that book. I highly recommend that book by Brené Brown, Braving the Wilderness. Beautiful book, really, really beautiful book. And that's that. So, yes, okay. Well, that's me. It's been 36 minutes. Sure, can't believe it's gone so quick. I am definitely going to do another live soon, maybe next week, and talk about the next song on the album, which is called Stardust. Can't wait to talk about that one. That one's got a rich history with a very awesome twist. Something awesome that happened, I think, in 2022 or 2023. I can't remember. I think 2022. And I can't wait to share it with you. So, excellent. Thank you so much. I will see you guys next week. And thank you so much for saying hello and talking to me. And also the chats about the patroon. I love that. That was brilliant. So anyway, have an awesome Sunday. I'll see you soon.